Gladiator. Because there's no two in the title sequence. It's Glad two eyes or Gladiator 2, starring
Gladiator.
starring was it Paul Mescal? He's
Mhm.
I was about to say Paul Giamatti. I was like, what?
Mescal. He out of some tequila, and Pedro Pascal, and was it
And Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington, and
Man, you got the Denzels in this.
and you get
That's crazy.
you get the guy from Stranger Things, the guy from was it
The new
that
Johnny
movie
Storm.
Day One, that movie with the silent movie, Day One,
Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place, Day One. Was it this was a popcorn movie if I have seen a popcorn movie in the longest. There's no substance, no reason for this movie.
Speaking of popcorn, I want that damn Coliseum.
You gotta go to Cinemark, man. You gotta go to Cinemark to get
Cinemark.
that. I'm pretty sure they have it. I don't think people are buying that huge ass Coliseum popcorn bucket, but
It's at $50.
but this is a movie that takes place. It's a sequel that takes place after the events of the original Gladiator. Obviously, if you've all seen the original, if you've seen the original Gladiator, you know that one ends with Maximus's death. So obviously, there's no Russell Crowe in this movie, or is there? No, there isn't. There's Maximus's death, and this is now continuing the legacy, or it's a continuation of the story. This reminded me too much of Spartacus Blood and Sand, the TV show. It had a lot of the same beats that I've seen in a lot of these Gladiator movies, a lot of these Gladiator TV shows.
But there's no Xena.
I vow that's not Gladiators, that's Hercules.
No, Lucy Lawless was in Spartacus.
Yeah, well, she was in Spartacus. That's she but it's all the same tropes that we've seen in all of them. Bro, they kill somebody I care for. I vow vengeance. I'm now captured. I am now a gladiator. I am now going to kill my way out of this. But it's the same thing. And they use the same things that they did in Spartacus. I'm going to fight my way out to freedom. Give me the wooden stick. The wooden sword is going to fight my way out. They do all the same things. Although there's weird things that I caught when I watched this movie, and I know Edgar caught them too because he messaged while he was watching it. And the same things he said are the same things I said while I was watching the movie. First off, historical inaccuracies. I don't think there was hoses. There were no hoses in Rome.
I'm sure there was some hoses because the emperors weren't just married to one person.
That's true.
I see what you did there. You did there.
But the fact that Denzel tells him to hose him down. There's no indoor plumbing. There's no pressure. So how are they gonna hose people down? Whatever.
He should have been dunked.
Joseph Quinn, that's the guy's name. Joseph Quinn.
Quinn. Didn't he?
Joseph Quinn. He plays. Ago? No, he's still alive. He plays one of the two emperors, right? By the way, I think everyone is really good in this movie, but I think the standout is always going to be Denzel Washington. Every time he was on screen,
but
every time he was on screen, he was the greatest thing on the screen.
He was, because he was deep and he was also, he was
charismatic. That's the thing. He was extremely I wanted to see more of him, and the more and more he was the movie. So yeah, 100%. This was Training Day in Roman times.
What did I message you? Training Day 180 AD.
Yeah, done. That's exactly what it was. But it was well done. This was a fun movie that did not need to be made. I'm fine with seeing it. It was cool. It was fun. I had fun watching it. I sat there. I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the acting.
Boring.
It was not at no moment was it. I enjoyed
the direction, because you felt like this was an actual director making a movie, not just some dude who just kind of makes movies. It felt like it had some thought behind it, and the way they set pieces, the way they made all these fight scenes. Don't get me wrong, the hoses and stuff like that. That's little details,
I want to know where he was
Where-
carrying that arrow.
where
Well, let's see.
where
No,
where
but
was
see,
Wonder Woman carrying
well,
her
you
sword?
well, you
Huh?
mentioned the direction. This movie was going to be made with Ridley Scott or without Ridley Scott. Doesn't matter. But I think Ridley Scott was like, you know what? If someone's going to make a sequel to Gladiator, the movie that I made, I'm going to
Mhm.
make it.
Yeah.
There was no need to make this movie. There was no reason to even for this movie to exist because the story itself is very thin. It's a story we've seen before.
This is the third
It's not
part.
something.
This was
It's not anything special, right?
This is definitely the third part of Gladiator. Because the second one's the Russell Crowe. The first one is the Cuba Gooding Jr. one.
Bro.
The boxing one, the bare knuckle boxing.
Great soundtrack, by the way.
Yeah,
You're showing your age.
seriously.
Yeah. Got that
No,
Brian
it's-
Dennehy.
but this for sure is
Running Man.
But this for sure is one of those movies that it's like, hey, either you're gonna make it or we're gonna get somebody else to make it.
Hmm.
But if somebody else would have made it, it wouldn't have been this enjoyable. But
No,
this
would
is
it
this
have
is
looked
a pop.
this nice? That's the question.
No, it wouldn't have looked this nice. But this
Ridley
movie is a
has
popcorn
that
movie.
vision. He has that.
What this is this is a pop, like this is an action popcorn sword and sandals movie. I sat through it. I just like from the beginning. I'm like, just like I don't need popcorn, but I'm pretending eating popcorn. I'm just enjoying this whole movie from beginning to end
What were you
until wait. Well, until I was enjoying this until they sped the third act. I had a problem with the third act because it felt like everything was going really, really well until the third act when all of a sudden everything was pushed to 100 and everything just sped up. I was like, how did we get here so fast?
It's their version of a montage. Is what it is. It's their version of it's a montage with acting in, not just
but
but
it literally
clips.
felt like things were happening and then all of a sudden things started trickling really, really quickly.
Somebody
and then
sat
we got
on the controller.
we got
Went, oh, shit,
we
fast forward.
got to the end and this weird ambiguous ending, Father Speak to Me, which I thought was stupid.
The Lion King. It reminded me
was
of
the-
the Lion King.
And then the movie just and then
Rest in
nothing
peace.
happens. And then that was my problem. Nothing happened. I felt like I felt like when watching this movie I was like, bro, I think they cut a lot of stuff out of the last part of this movie.
Well,
that we're
Russell
going to
Crowe
end
is
up
actually
getting-
in this movie, by the way.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
If you listen closely at that scene, you hear him go, "Remember."
I think later down the line, like we're
make myself laugh.
going to get like a director's cut. We're going to get a longer extended version of this with
Was
a
it
bunch
Zack
of
Snyder
scenes that
cut?
are
What's going
added.
on?
No, we're gonna get because this movie already is like almost 3 hours long,
Yeah,
and they
You don't
had to
feel
cut. You don't, but you had to cut stuff out of it. I think
was
they
2.5
cut a lot of
hours long.
stuff, but I think they cut a lot out of the final act because a lot of it felt very rushed to me, at least. I was enjoying the movie, but then once I got to the final act with the big spectacle that they're having in the final act, everything felt extremely rushed. It was just going boop 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 boop, boop like really quick. Like
I think
it
it's
felt like
'cause
chunks were being taken out.
Well, I mean, I think it would feel longer, and then you would have to cut it at some point because it would be way too long for anybody to really enjoy it. So you would have to fast forward those spots. There's actually talks that they're gonna make a third one of these. So
I think I don't think
and really wants to do it. It's just let's
I
hope he doesn't
mean
die.
the whole point of this is that they
He's
want to
86.
I mean, they want to in the original movie, Marcus Aurelius wants to have Rome and have his vision of Rome, but we know the story of Rome. Rome is going to fall no matter what, and so it's good. Like even if you make a third one, Rome is gonna fall, like historically. But there's a lot of historical. There's no how did they fill up the Colosseum with water? How did they bring in sharks? Where are the hoses? Like all this other stuff that like
apparently according to the soundtrack, they're in the house.
Oh, okay.
Stupid.
No, but that's the thing.
Where the
because
hostess for shows is.
because the thing, but even then, the movie was so good that I suspended that and I didn't care so much about it. But until the final act, that I felt that
Yeah,
the final
no.
act was so sped up, I was like, oh,
You-
this movie could have been so great.
You can
For me, it could have been one of the best. It could have been one of the best movies I've seen this year until the final act, where I felt, oh, they rushed it. They rushed it.
You can ignore some of the slight mess ups because the performances were so good.
Oh, for sure.
I don't get me wrong. As much as I enjoyed the movie, and I actually enjoyed it, Pedro Pascal cannot be in every fucking movie.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He can be. He can. This man can do a lot of things.
First
This
of
man
all,
can do a lot.
how can you be from Rome if you have a slight accent? It's like you kind of hear it. It's like
I mean, Rome is
mean-
kind of close to Latin America. I mean, kind of like you're kind of close there. Hop, skip, and a jump.
insert the dog doing this.
Yeah, geography. Geography was not your strong
Hey,
point.
if they can bring in water to the Coliseum and sharks,
Yes,
Pedro
okay,
Pascal,
No, you
Pedro
know what, though?
Pascal can be in there.
It's funny because that was so extreme that you kind of go, "Oh, that's kind of cool," instead of like,
But
"Wait
I-
a
Yeah.
minute,
Oh no.
that is stupid."
I will nitpick
Boats
the
in there?
CGI. I will nitpick the CGI animals. The
Okay.
CGI animals
The
did
apes
not
in the
look
beginning,
did not
yeah.
look good. They did not look good.
Well, in all fairness, in the first one, the sand help fill in the
Well,
inaccuracies.
yeah, but the first one was like 70 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
he's
that tiger
70
still
years
looks good.
And yeah, and compared to this one where
He had
the-
Botox.
where those monkeys or those baboon things did not look good. They looked
First,
really
no,
they looked too cartoony. They looked like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like
They were
it looked like
they were
cartoons.
they were
there.
hairless gibbons. First of all,
Oh, my bad.
The Bee Gees?
yeah. I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna
Uh,
you.
I
buy you.
from the beginning I because I was messaging you and I knew what was gonna happen.
Mhm.
It was so predictable.
It's the circle of life.
And yeah, the little things, the inconsistencies, the stuff that didn't make sense just completely threw me off. And I mean, it wasn't boring, but it was not well made.
Your
No, it was
your educational brain goes, wait a minute.
yeah. And there was too much of it. There was
Mhm.
too much of it. That was
It's-
ridiculous.
It's Gladiator's Force Awakens. What is?
A lot of it was done for entertainment purposes. That's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of this movie was just done for entertainment. Obviously, it wasn't meant for like, oh, it's just supposed to be
It's-
historically accurate.
Wait, were you
but
not
it's like-
entertained?
No, that's the thing. I was extremely entertained until the third act, where I was like, huh?
But it was like nostalgia bait.
Yeah, which is again,
Mhm.
it's a circle of life in these things. Until that society crumbles, it's gonna keep going. It's all gonna keep going over and over again. Those stories will always be coming. Someone's always gonna want revenge because somebody did someone wrong. It's always gonna. It happens. That's the way. That's the problem with a lot of these movies and stories. People lose their shit over like, oh, I've seen it already. But yeah, you have because it's a story that is constant. It's constantly moving. It's the sins of our fathers. The whole idea that we keep repeating the same stuff. You have to find a way to stop that from repeating, and until it happens, which is when the fall of Rome happens, you're going to constantly see these stories. Bam, face.
All right.
Hold
This
on,
guy
Mike.
watches one movie in Rome all of a sudden.
He watched
Aristotle.
He watched Gladiators, lesbians in Rome or something, and then all of a sudden he's like,
First of all, highly recommend. no, but it's true.
Now
No,
you
but
think-
it's
He thinks
no,
he's Marcus Aurelius now.
I see. I get what you're. I get what you're
Some of
saying.
your meditations, the meditations you wrote. Get out of here.
I get what you're saying, but it's
husband to a battered husband.
no. I get what you're saying, and I understand it, but it's like we're trying to see, we're coming into this movie to hopefully see something a little bit different, not the same
Yeah.
rehashed story. Like I don't want to see the same movie, the same story I saw in Gladiator 1.
Mm-hmm.
right?
we'll
I
see.
don't want to see that same story, and I'm getting the same kind of story I saw in Gladiator 1, or I'm getting the same story I got in Spartacus Blood and Sand. I'm getting the same thing minus all the nudity.
In Gladiator Eroticus.
Yeah.
In Gladiator Eroticus.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, it's like in the movie in the Oscar-winning movie MacGruber, you know, the, the players change, but the game stays the same. Okay, it's the same game. Players change. Same thing with the Force Awakens and
Yes,
New Hope.
yes, but
Same thing. It just keeps going
it's
until
just
someone
it's too
changes it.
alike. It's too alike to the other
Mhm.
ones,
Yeah,
and that's the problem. That's why I believe it's entertaining because it's so much like the other one.
And it's well done. That's another thing. It's
It
well
is
done.
well done,
yeah.
but
No, Force Awakens was awesome.
I like the Last Jedi better.
Oh god. No.
No one likes
no
no one likes Skywalker.
No, but Gladiator 2 was extremely it's extremely entertaining. Does it have its
I don't know, but
faults? Does it have its problems?
extremely.
I enjoyed myself. Like I really had a lot of fun watching the movie. Did it have its faults? Of course it did. It had a lot of problems with it. I'm not gonna. The problems were not the actors. The problem was not it wasn't the acting. I think it was the way the movie was edited, the way and the part of the story. A lot of those things are the things that led to the issues in this movie.
The ridiculousness of some of the scenes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also have. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it.
I mean, for being Ridley Scott, you would think he would have caught something like that, but
Yeah.
he was
No,
just.
But
I think he was just phoning it in.
He was also counting his money.
Yeah, he was phoning it
Exactly.
in. He's like, "This is the story I got. This is what I'm gonna go with, and whatever."
Mhm.
Hose him down.
Yeah, hose him down and bring him to me. Hose him down and bring him to me.
But okay, so
Hose
everybody,
in
everybody's
Rome?
everybody's praising Denzel's role. Yeah, the first Gladiator movie had one of the better role in that movie, other than Russell Crowe, was the dude who brought in the gladiators, which is basically the same role
Same,
the Denzel's
yeah.
character, and that guy's role was pretty awesome, and he was actually really good in that movie too, because the way it's written, that character is just easily well done. The better actor you have, that dude was a good actor. Denzel's way above that, so it just made it even better. I don't know. It's. I think
Yeah,
that role would have been good no matter who did it, but
Mhm.
not as good as Denzel did it.
yeah, but
Denzel killed in that role. He just came and he like did what he did. That's it. He just did what he did, and it was great.
everybody.
Mhm. Yeah, Paul Mescal. I know he was nominated for an Oscar in one of the movies he'd done previous to this.
For what?
A movie called After Sun or something like that. He was nominated for an Oscar. I think it was last year. He was good in this movie, right? He was good in this movie, but I think he was overshadowed by, of course, Denzel, right?
Hmm.
I think every time Denzel was on screen, even with him, like Denzel just was above and beyond him completely.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the biggest parts in that movie too.
Mhm.
So everybody's just a side player. It's him and the main guy.
Yeah.
Mescal.
Yeah, even Pedro Pascal. Of course, Pedro Pascal is like a supporting character.
Yeah. But he's not in it that much.
No, but when he's in it, he's good in it too. Obviously, a lot of things are unbelievable. Like you said at the beginning of the movie, he's the only one that could drop a drawbridge.
Yeah.
Like the drawbridge can't go down unless he does it.
He has to be a hero.
Because they always make us brown people do all the other manual labor. I'm saying.
Well, he does wreck shop when he goes in there though. He does wreck shop when he goes and he kills all those people.
Commando.
This is the way, and this is the way.
Mm.
But
not even him. It's just
but the movie is very predictable because you kind of know what's going to happen. It's coming up, and I think that's another fault of the movie is that it's a lot more predictable.
I think because you've already seen the first one, you already know what's going to happen.
No, that's the problem.
Even people there's a lot of people who haven't seen the first Gladiator that know, like, you can kind of tell what's gonna happen in this movie.
Yeah, but it's the kind of tale it is. Like, what else is he
It's
gonna do?
It's a tale as old as time.
Is he gonna like run for Senate? No, he's just gonna.
That's what he wanted. That's the whole point. He wanted to be in the Senate.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he wanted. That's the reason why he was doing. That's the whole point. That he was doing all these. He was fighting all these wars for the emperors in hopes that he would stop fighting all these wars and he would sit on the Senate so he wouldn't have to go fight the wars. But nope, they're like, you're the best person we got. We got to keep sending you out there. You're too good at your job to have you sit down here.
Yeah, you
See,
can't.
that's why
you can't get a promotion because of that.
You can't be too good at your job because then they don't they don't want to promote you.
It's called failing upwards. You got to mess up to get promoted.
That's right.
And they're like, we don't want to train anybody else to do your job
to get promoted.
Yeah. And then this is what, and that's what I liked about the Denzel character is like he said, everything that I got, I earned. I kind of like took myself from the beginnings. Like he explains very quickly, by the way, he explains everything that happened to him. Like I was this here, and I kind of took what I wanted. I took everything, and that's what I'm doing now. But it, like, the moment he explains that, all of a sudden he goes at 100 miles an hour, and it just goes very fast from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my issue lies in the movie. From there, it's it goes really fast.
Are we gonna completely glance over the fact that Connie Nielsen looks great?
Yeah.
No, because we had already seen her in like the DC movies. She looks the same as she did in the DC movies.
And wasn't she in the first one?
Wonder Woman.
She was in Wonder Woman. She was in she was in Justice League.
No,
she was in the first
Gladiator, or no?
Yeah, she was also in the flashback clips of Gladiator that they used in the movie.
Well, that's true.
I wonder if they pay Russell Crowe for using his likeness or using those clips.
I mean, no, because he doesn't look the same anymore. So like, yeah,
that's why they use the clips, but they use his face. I don't know. I wonder.
Now he looks like an eclipse.
Hey Russ, you look a little bloated. What?
Well,
it's all that.
Anyway,
you've been doing, bruising.
I mean, it was okay. The movie's all right.
I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
Yeah, you got to turn off your brain to watch it.
Yeah, it's not. The final act falls short. I think if the final act was a lot better, I think I would I would say it was a lot better.
Really, over there enjoyed it.
Yeah, but yeah. I would recommend watching it if you want to, because this weekend you have two movies that came out. You had Wicked, and you have a movie for musical theater people and women, and then you have like action, and you have everyone else. And then you have then you have Gladiator, right? You have two different types of movies, right? So I think obviously we know what there's one movie that's gonna kill in the box office, and then there's Gladiator.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's Gladiator.
But I think
that theater was packed with little girls.
Yeah, so Gladiator was packed with little girls. But I will say this it was a. But I will say it was fun. It was a fun watch. It's 100% just popcorn. It's a summer action movie that was released in the fall. That's what this movie is for me. It's just an action adventure movie.
I think it's too deep for a summer movie.
It's not deep at all.
And there's nothing deep in this movie.
No, I'm saying it's the way it's made. It feels too deep for a summer movie.
Not even the way it was made.
No, summer movies are for Bad Boy and stuff.
This is a summer movie. Look how beautiful the movie looks. Look how polished it's you turn your brain. It's dumb fun. That's what this movie is. It's dumb fun.
Watch it in IMAX.
If you're stupid, you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah, that's because it's just fun.
Have you had a brain aneurysm? Done. You're gonna love this movie.
Yep.
Stroke.
You have a lot of time.
Even better. Bell's palsy? Maybe, I don't know.
But I say watch the movie because this weekend you have the choice of these two movies. I would recommend watching both of them. But Gladiator, if you want to watch a fun, dumb action movie, you would watch Gladiator 2. Substance was there in the original one. Mm-hmm. The substance isn't there in this one. but it's just a lot. It's just fun. It's just a fun movie. It's
Denzel's
well acted.
amazing.
It looks great. Yeah, Denzel kills it. I know he's retiring soon.
Mm.
The parts he's gonna start the parts he's gonna be playing soon are he's just gonna be doing better and better till
Wonder who's gonna be
he
in Black
retires. I don't know. We'll see. But
My man.
if you've seen Gladiator 2, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been Vinny.
It's Ozzy.
Anna.
We'll see you guys next time.